Boston sports are amazing. I'm a New Yorker, so I just can never quite give them total credit. You're in a tough spot. You're a guy that's from New York, but then you played up there and they paid you all this money. Now you love them. All right. Yo. What's up? It's Chris Sims. It's Chris Sims Unbuttoned. We're here. This is a new one for us right here, just so you know. We're outside. For all those not watching, we are outside Jerry's World, right out here in the tailgate center, basically. Devin's wearing shorts, which was a smart decision because it's hot as hell out here.
It is.
I wasn't expecting that.
It's almost 10 o'clock at night, and it's hot.
Yeah, this is what I dealt with when I went to Texas.
Yeah, see, I wasn't about that life.
Coming from Jersey, I'd get out, and we sometimes would have night practices, and I'd be like, is it 95 out still? Like, what? Does it ever cool off?
I'd rather be in the snow than deal with 95 at night.
It wears you down. There's no doubt about that. I'm not sure about the snow. But either way, we are here from Dallas as the Green Bay Packers are playing the Dallas Cowboys right now. And Green Bay is in the lead 27-23 as we talk to you here. It is the start of the fourth quarter. It's been a fun game.
It has.
What's up, man? How you doing? You all right?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Dallas has been awesome. I've never spent that much time in Dallas, but last night, Jason Garrett took us on a world tour.
Oh.
We saw Jerry Jones' house.
The mayor of Dallas over here?
We saw Jason's house. We saw Troy Aikman.
Oh.
Like, I had a great time out here in Dallas.
That's all. Well, Jason's like, we know he's the man.
He's the mayor.
He always be like, yeah, the mayor, the host. He's going to show you it all.
We saw it all.
I feel a little like cheated out of it because I was working doing college football while you guys were here.
We watched you at dinner.
Hey, thanks for watching me, man. I appreciate that. All right, well, speaking of things we watched today, okay, we had a good one, week 4. You know we're going to hit every game. We're going to give me the headlines. We got that coming up. But the first one was the big game of the day, the Chiefs-Ravens, right? I'm shocked. I'm not even going to lie right off the bat. If you told me it was 37-20 in this game, I would have gone, yeah, the Ravens won 37-20. There's no way. I just didn't see a silver lining from the Chiefs in the last few weeks that made me think they could play that caliber of football. But, man, they whooped that ass today with the Baltimore Ravens.
And, you know, for me, I was on the opposite end because coming into the game, all the talk was who's it a more must-win for.
Right.
And a lot of people felt the Chiefs because of their division.
Yeah.
For me, I've been saying it. For Baltimore, I thought it was more importantly because mentally dating back the last 2 seasons, and I know these are not playoff games, they're not must-wins, but when Baltimore seems to play in these big games or against the teams that you have to beat to be considered good, it just feels like they don't show up, or they show up for most of the game and then for 4 minutes of the game. And I just felt like mentally it would be big for them to go get a win, a tough win, to rally around that and get going. And then to come out and kind of lay an egg the way they did, that was very disappointing.
Lay an egg, start the game off, go right down the field, make it 7-0. And then we saw the unleashing of Xavier Worthy back in the offense. I think that was the big thing we took away from the game today. Xavier Worthy opening up the field, explosive plays to where every drive is in a 14-play, 71-yard drive, which we see from the Chiefs so much. And the other thing that they did, and I know we brought this up a little last week, the quick passing game, that jumped out to me. Because, again, I don't think they're a team right now that's just going to turn it on and be like, hey, we can run the ball, and now we can throw the ball deep.
Yeah, because Worthy led them in rushing.
Worthy led them in
38
rushing.
yards, yeah.
Right. I mean, have they had a running back lead them in rushing yet this year? I think it's been Mahomes in the first 3 games, and then now Worthy today. But I just thought, let's put the ball in the best player's hands and let him dice you up. And I think we saw that today. I think I saw a stat at 17-21, short passes, was getting it out quick, staying in manageable positions. I think that was a big part of the football game. The Chiefs not only better on the offensive side of the ball, though, the defense too, right? I mean, the defense, like you just brought up Lamar. Lamar is going to hear it. The Ravens are going to continue to hear it right now. They're too talented to be 1-3. And then I think on top of that, it's just I keep waiting for the D to look better, and it's not even close right now.
And I heard Harbaugh say, under these circumstances, and my guess would be he's talking about the injuries. And I think when you look on the opposite side, the Chiefs were playing without Rashee Rice. They were playing without Xavier Worthy. And both of us, and I know especially me, I was like, are these 2 players going to make that much of a difference at this Chiefs off? And Worthy said, yeah, Mr. McCourty, I am going to make that much of a difference. But then for Baltimore, it's like, okay, Van Noy's not playing. Madubuike's not playing. Travis Jones, like, we get that. That's tough to do in this league. But every team deals with some type of adversity. Some of those guys played in these other games you lost week 1 when you lost to Buffalo after leading in the fourth quarter. So I'm worried for Baltimore. I don't know. I think this defense has a ton of names. but so far those names haven't produced.
Yeah, right.
And they were in the same situation last year.
Yeah.
They fixed some of those things, but again, even last year, they fell short with their best players not showing up when it mattered the most. And I think that's a trend for them.
It does look like something they're going to have to kind of conquer. I mean, it seems like it's their kryptonite. I look at it, too, and go, on a day like this, the Chiefs, you know they're going to stop the run. Spags never lets a team run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he takes great pride in that. They crowded the line of scrimmage. I was a little surprised that it didn't seem like the Ravens could get anything going on that side of the ball after that first drive. We saw Lamar make some mistakes. I think pressing a little bit, as he always does. Interception, had a fumble. Yeah, I mean, it's the first week, I think, of the whole year. I'm going into I'm thinking, like, man, maybe the Ravens aren't going to be what I thought they are. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
I believe in a lot of guys there, but like I said last week, and we didn't get to talk after the Lions game, there's a grittiness to me about the Ravens that's missing. And I don't mean to be disrespectful. I know they're tough, and they're the big, bad Ravens, but, like, there's a grittiness, a physicality, and intensity to me that misses with them that I used to see from your great Patriot teams or what I've seen from the Chiefs or the 49ers when they were going to the Super Bowl. And I don't know, that kind of jumps out to me. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, especially Monday night. And even today, you got punched in the face, it felt like.
And there was never a response.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. Like, I remember when we used to play Baltimore teams, Bill used to tell us they are usually the bully. We can't get bullied.
Right.
We got to stand up to them. And I remember that because Vince Wilfork used to hate the phrase, we got to stand up to them. Vince used to be like, no, we're going to go and bully. Hey, we don't have to stand up for ourselves. Like, we're going to be the bully out there. And it just felt like no matter what, the Ravens' record, they always felt like the bully, and it doesn't have that approach right now.
No, it does not. I've said it, I think, 3 weeks in a row right now. They feel like they're the bully who, if you don't get knocked out or whatever, they're kind of like, wait, what are you still doing here? We don't want to fight anymore. You're supposed to be knocked out. So that's an issue. Now, let's go to another team in the NFC that is fine fighting and fine taking a few shots, and they just keep fighting back. The Philadelphia Eagles find a way to win. I shouldn't say find a way to win, but win 31-25 when they were outplayed in the second half of the football game for sure. The Bucs had momentum, made some big mistakes, but like once again, the Eagles, they start out hot today, fizzle down the stretch, but still find a way to win a football game.
Yeah, we're on Football Night in America at halftime, and I said that the thing they need to figure out is, like, why? Why do we have to play these games? Why do we have to be spectacular in the first half against Tampa than just subpar in the second half? And Jason Garrett said, because it's the National Football League. And I think sometimes we do get caught up in how talented a team is, and we expect them to just insert their will every single game and go out there and dominate. And there is something to being able to do that. And I think for Philly, they find ways to win, and they go out there, and what you just talked about, there's a grittiness to them that they say, you know what, we're the best team on the football field every time we step on there. I do wish we could walk away from a game and say, hey, that identity is established.
Right.
Like, that's what we're going to see them do every game. You're going to have to go in there and take it away from them. And it just feels like right now running the football was their identity, and it feels like everybody's taking that away. And then maybe that is the credit, that they're still finding a way to win. But it's just, I think, from the outside looking in, they're not winning the way we think they should win.
Yes. Because they're a borderline all-star team.
Yeah.
I think that's how we look at it. And we just go, man, some of these games are at least not the fact that you win or don't win. It's just it should look easier than it is. Especially it should look on the offensive side of the ball like it's functioning at a higher level. My big thing with them is, you've already heard this, lack of plays, lack of creativity. Their run game only is 2 or 3 plays. Their pass game is very simple. We know they're damn good, but here's 2 weeks in a row, too, where adjustments, to me, are slow with them. The whole first half of the Rams game really never adjusted the 5-man front, just kept running the ball, never had a plan of attack. Okay, come out in halftime, start attacking down the field because you got one-on-one outside. This game here, right, early on, the Bucs blitz, they had answers for it. Hurts, that was the big question. Why can't they beat Tampa Bay? They don't have answers for the pressures and the 5-man fronts and all that. Well, they had answers for that. But then in the second half, Tampa said, forget it. We're not rushing 5 anymore. We're not rushing 6. We're going to rush 4. We're going to play coverage. And, yeah, it seems like it takes the Eagles a long time to kind of respond to those type of things.
Yeah. And a little bit of that is, I think, especially from playing, we all know, like, when you get to the sideline is when you make adjustments. It's not necessarily having to be in the locker room at halftime. And I've heard a lot of like the great quarterbacks. I've heard Brady talk about that on the air of, man, this halftime adjustment myth that everybody talks about. Like, we got to make adjustments within the game right away. So I think for Philly, it's figuring out those adjustments and how they're going to be this year. And I think the scary thing for the whole NFL is with Kansas City and Philly, you know there continues to be a work in progress.
Right.
Even usually
they
win,
some things out.
They keep moving. They keep trying to get better. I do think, I don't want to say it's a huge alarm because they dealt with it last year, but the A.J. Brown, the tweets, like, I don't think you need to add to whatever you guys are trying to figure out on the football field. Don't add this outside thing that maybe we're making a big deal, but does your teammates feel that way? Do they read that and think like, that's the questions that come up. That is not necessary.
It's the message you're sending out there.
Yes.
All right, I mean, so the first half of the game, Jalen Hurts was 15 to 16, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran for 42 yards. The second half, 0 completions, 5 rushes for 20 yards. Then after the game comes the A.J. Brown tweet that Devin's referencing. If you're not welcomed, not listened to quietly, not listened to, sorry, let me just start it all over. If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and be on your way. Well, okay, yes, but when you do that, you're not doing that. I mean, okay, you didn't say anything, but you said something to the whole world on social media, so you might as well just freaking say it. We know that. So I just don't understand that distraction either.
They might need Brandon Graham to come back and light a match in there.
And bring it back together. The ebbs and flows of the football game, the Eagles went up 24-3. We're in total control of the game as the Cowboys are getting close to scoring here with about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's 27-23 Packers. But in the game, we felt like in the second half, the Bucs had a lot of momentum at times. They were clearly outplaying Philadelphia. There was the big fumble by Bucky Irvin. I think we got to tell the fans there that gave the short field for the Eagles' second half touchdown. And then, of course, Baker Mayfield, with the game being, I believe, 31-23 at that point. They were down 8. First down on the 11-yard line. He buys time. He runs out to the right and has a ball intercepted by Jahad Campbell. Ball got tipped a little bit, but it was still a dicey decision to throw. That, to me, was a big part of the football game. Bucs are still really good. Bucs are still a team that I think, if healthy, is going to be able to match up with the Eagles and give them problems in the playoffs. But they're not right now. No Mike Evans. Chris Godwin's first game back. O-line's still not there, right?
And that's a good thing for the Eagles. There's no other team that's perfect in the NFC.
No.
Yeah, you're going to deal with Detroit. You're going to deal with this Green Bay team. Like, we'll see what Dallas ends up becoming as they're playing tough tonight. But so far, the Eagles are still the best team in the NFC.
I would say so. I mean, like, why we're here, are they the best team in the NFL?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got Buffalo, who's still undefeated, but I got more questions about Buffalo than I do the Philadelphia
Gave up
Eagles.
Another 179 yards on the ground.
Exactly. It's concerning. It's concerning. So the Eagles are still the cream of the crop in the NFC. Another team who's fighting to be the cream of the crop in the NFC is the Los Angeles Rams. They get a big win today at home against the Indianapolis Colts, 27-20. Fun game. I mean, the Colts offense we know is dangerous. I think that's the first thing. Daniel Jones threw an interception in the first quarter of the game. So that was his first mistake. But bounced back for the most part of the football game, and this was a back-and-forth game. The Rams are talented. I was honestly surprised I wasn't sure how the Colts would react in this situation. Rams coming off a bad loss on the road, West Coast, everything that was there. And then really the Colts kind of blow it late in the football game with 10 guys on the field and the defender falling down, and the Rams get the big go-ahead touchdown and get the win.
Yeah, and I think this is when your quarterback matters. And this is no knock on Daniel Jones. I think he's playing really good football. But in these type of games where it's a back and forth, it's just you feel like Matthew Stafford's going to make the play. And, again, you said it. You can't come out there with 10 guys on the field and try to stop a good quarterback. But, again, they were going blow for blow. But I think Stafford's greatness of finding Puka Nacua, finding Devontae Adams in those situations, I mean, some great throws down the sideline, hitting Puka Nacua, showing up. So, again, I think the Colts have already shown this year
that they're real.
In the AFC South, we're gonna be a tough out. Whether it's Jacksonville that appears as the main opponent, they've just played overall good ball. And you've said it. It's the weapons on offense, and it's the switch-ups and the different things they can do on defense. It's just, to me, the Rams have the type of team that it can be Williams in the run game, and they can lean on that.
Right.
Or if you shut that down, we can put the ball in Stafford's hands how many times we need to. And then if we can play from ahead, we have one of the best front fours in the National Football League to attack.
I'm amazed how they get Puka off every week. Every week, right? They're amazing that way. They make it hard to double their guys because of the formations and how they move people,
them.
and they stack people in front and behind each other that can really mess up doubling rules, and they're masters that way. Here's a big point in the football game for me. 10-6 late in the second quarter, and like you were saying, Stafford kind of figures out what they want to do. They go down on a 90-yard drive to end the half, and there go up 13-10 in a game where you felt like in the first half, the Colts are playing pretty good. They've kind of controlled the first half, I thought. That swung momentum, along with, I think, another play that we got to mention here was Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell catches a ball down the left sideline. He's going to score.
Unbelievable catch.
Unbelievable
Breaks a
catch.
tackle.
Great play. I mean, he's a specimen from the University of Texas, but as he's getting to the end zone, he kind of holds the ball. He's going to hold the ball up. He wasn't, like, overly showboating, so I don't want to get mad at him. But he drops the ball in that process, and it ends up being a touchback.
And you lose by 7.
And which we call North Korea over here, right? Which I like, because the defense should get the ball back when you fumble it.
Don't fumble the ball through the end zone.
It's your territory.
Simple. Yes.
That's your only part of the field that belongs to somebody is the end zone.
I never understood why people complain about that.
Well, because we're getting soft in America. We just want to go, give the ball back to the offense, even though they made a mistake.
Like run into the end zone with the ball.
Yeah,
but I did. I thought that was a key play, especially, and you mentioned it while we were watching it. It was a very similar play Jonathan Taylor had last year, I believe, against Denver.
Game.
Yes.
Right.
So those are just inexcusable plays for a guy that makes we're sitting there and he makes a catch and we're like, oh shit, and then he's gonna score, and it's like, and then they replayed it. And I just think that's such a letdown as a team when you have those type of plays. When those plays happen, it goes to every player and coach's mind. If we lose by 7, we'll remember this play.
Right.
And you lose by 7.
Colts are damn good. Rams are damn good.
Yeah.
Let's just not forget that.
And it was a damn good game.
They did. They got a defense that flies around. They got an ability to run the ball. And when Stafford's throwing the ball like that, they got weapons that can attack down the football field. Rams go to 3-1. All right, next game on the docket here. We got the Giants, the G-Men versus the Chargers.
Look at your excitement.
Woo!
Look at your excitement.
It's the first time I got something to be excited about this year. Jackson Dart makes the first start, right? Here's a little stat for you. 6 QB to win his first career start versus a 3-0 or better team. Some of those names on the list: Mark Bolger, Garcia, Jeff Garcia, Brett Favre, Frank Reich, and Phil Simms. I got to ask my dad who that was. I think this is actually the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the Cowboys who we got that start
with,
but I'm not sure.
You should know this.
I usually do stuff like this, but I'm not 100% on this one. But off this here, the Giants, 2 things jump out today. Jackson Dart gave energy to the whole stadium and the team, made plays with his legs, and then the defense. The defense was the story of the day. Everybody's going to talk about Jackson Dart, but that was the best our defense had looked all year, and especially the front four getting all over Justin Herbert and that banged-up offensive line.
And that's what the doctor ordered for them. You play an offensive line already without Rashawn Slater for the year. Mekhi Becton's out, and then Joe Alt gets hurt early. Now you look up, you have 2 backup tackles in the game. The Giants' defensive line, it seemed like they looked at each other and said, Yeah. It's our time.
It's our time.
It's time. And Justin Herbert never got in rhythm. They got after him all game. Justin Herbert's played unbelievable this year.
Yeah.
He still made some really nice plays.
Yes, he did.
Like he still is a good player, but when you can't get comfortable as a quarterback and everything just feels hard, everything's like, man, it's so hard to score, especially against a team that I think coming in, when you turn on the film, you're thinking we should have a pretty good plan and have a good day offensively. Right. The Giants didn't allow that, and I thought because they made it tough on them, it allowed them to show up and make some plays at the end of the game. And I thought that's where we saw Jackson Dart's youth instead of last week with Russell. The pressure comes, you're like, get the ball out of my hands. I don't want to get hit. Jackson Dart was like, I'm going.
With it. He's going to make something
you saw
happen.
that in some of the crunch moments in the game.
Scatterbo continues to run hard.
Yeah, he does.
He's fun to watch.
I don't know how long
he's going to last in the NFL, but he's fun to watch. Every run is a car crash. They do got weapons. We lose Malik Neighbors, which is horrible, and it does look like an ACL. I'm not trying to play doctor, but that's what people think it is out there. other part of this game, too. I mean, Sexy Dexy.
That was nice.
Gets everybody off on a good note, right? Tip pass to himself, runs down to the 4-yard line, sets up an easy touchdown early, or actually only got a field goal there to at least go up 10-0 after their first drive that put them up 7-0. And then we had an interception a little later in the game to Phillips, which was a big moment because you felt like the Chargers was trying to mount something to come back a little bit. And they called pass interference, if you remember, on the Giants, but the two Charger players ran into each other, which was like, open up your eyes, refs. Those are moments that certainly just showed the Chargers were not clicking on all cylinders in the pass game. We saw a few drops in the receivers today. The bright spot, Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton showed that he's legit today. The 2 first-round running backs actually showed out big time today in the NFL between him and Ashton Genty, right? But overall, again, we'll see where it goes with the Giants. It's still a struggle on offense.
Yeah.
We know that. And I still like the Chargers. I think there's 2 things about the Chargers that we saw today a little bit. The O-line's going to be a concern maybe going forward. The other thing is, we've referenced this. I don't know how dominant their D-line is, right? I come away from games and I just go, I don't remember anybody or moments of the game where they just took over, right? It's not that it's bad. I just don't know how good it is. I think that's one thing I question about the Chargers.
And what I love about the game of football is it's all about, do you get to play the game on your terms? And I think for them and their defense, if they can play with a lead and they play from ahead, you kind of turn teams into be one-dimensional. And then you can sit in those different coverages. You can disguise. You can do different things, where in this game, they play from behind. So the Giants got to stick with the run game, continue to run the ball. It makes it hard on those 2 high safety looks if they keep running the ball with a guy like Scatterbo who's going to keep running, putting his head down, fighting for extra yards. So I thought it was a little bit of, if we can play the Chargers this way, maybe we have a better advantage than playing the Chargers a different way, where they get to play from ahead, run the ball, or let Herbert dictate exactly what they want to do on offense.
No doubt. All right, Chargers going forward here. Joe Alt left with a high ankle sprain. They're already out with Rashawn Slater. And Mekhi Becton was out too. And I think the crazy thing there is just that was supposed to be the elite part of their football team. So that's what you worry about a little. You thought they would be able to dominate up front. Now they're going to have to recalibrate. Tuli Tuipulotu, okay? You want to try saying it?
No, I give you credit for going there.
I tried to, all right? He did have 4 sacks today.
And that was big talk with Khalil Mack out.
Exactly
who would
right.
Step up.
Yeah, that was big. Pete got in my ear, just so everybody knows, my dad beat the Buccaneers in '79, who were better than 3-0.
Pete should have known too, because Pete's a diehard Giants fan.
Yeah, he's a little.
And he had to Google it though.
We'll give him that.
No,
that actually '79 was the year the Buccaneers went to the NFC Championship game.
Now you're going into the bank. You're going
and they lost to the Rams, who lost to the Steelers in the Super Bowl 31-19.
He had to let us know. I do know my shit out here.
Just let you know. All right, everybody. But yeah, Malik Neighbors being out, that stinks. I mean, he's the best player on the Giants.
Did you see? We got this Odell Beckham tweet.
Oh, go ahead, read it for me.
Respect, and you know I love the Giants, but death life has taken too many talented players away from the game. I know it's not all the turf's fault, but at least maybe it to where we've gotten all research done to, if turf has to stay, it's at the highest of quality possible. At least we can start the discussion.
Hey, I love that. I know we're 2 people that would agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, grass is better. Every football player, and somebody's smoking grass out here too. It smells like it, just so you know. But grass is better to play football on. I mean, period. It's,
no doubt about it.
It makes your body feels totally different. And, yes, again, MetLife Stadium, these turf fields, we're seeing this too much. Not that it wouldn't happen on grass, but it would happen less on grass. And your concussions would happen less on grass. When the head hits the ground and whiplash, it's way worse on the field turf. I don't know why it doesn't get changed. I want to get on Jerry because I want to be like, hey, Jerry, you're bringing in grass for the soccer teams when they come here.
A lot of
World
stadiums
Cup.
do that.
Right.
Yep.
And I don't like that. That's some bullshit. We're supposed to be worried about the American sports stars first. That should be the first thing there. So either way, hopefully they got fixed. But Odell, we're back. We're with you on that one. We'll fight that fight for sure because Odell lost some years of his career with that. All right, we're going to go to a break. We hit some games there. The G-Men pull off the victory.
Don't worry, the Patriots are coming up too.
I know.
So.
Well, you've had lots to be happy about. But we'll be back after the break. We're going to give me the headlines and then including the Steelers' big win in Ireland. Yo, 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 we're back. We're back at Dallas Cowboys Stadium right here at Jerry's World. We're just hanging out watching some football. Devin's got his shorts on, but it is now time for the Hyundai Give Me the Headlines. You know it's my favorite. Here we go.
This is a good one.
All right, I guess we got no graphics, so we're just going right to it here, huh? I missed the damn graphic. All right, I didn't see it. All right, so either way, first game, we're going to Ireland. Steelers versus the Vikings. All right, they're in Dublin. It's
They're in
Ireland,
Dublin.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the Steelers, what they had today?
What they had?
Shamrock up there.
Woo.
Dot, dot, dot. Exactly right. I won't say it. I'll give you respect, Hyundai. I won't say it, all right? But either way, they did play good. There was some things we certainly like about the game. I mean, DK Metcalf and his big play.
Yep.
But I still want to say I'm a little worried about their pass offense. After that, it was nothing. And we've seen that really for a few weeks here where it's maybe
DK
one or
short
two plays, but it's a lot of short plays. Run game, okay, a little bit better. The defense, not great, but better, and making plays. I think that's the biggest thing. Playing Blitzburg, playmaking type of style on the defensive side.
And the opening early in the game, opening drive, I believe, Minnesota's driving. Jordan Mason he's running the ball. He fumbles, and it's the same feeling. It's, man, Pitt's not getting any stops. And then they strip him, and Ramsey returns, and then you come back, and it's like, oh, Mason touched the ball while being out of bounds. But then I thought Pittsburgh's defense, you gave up some plays. Justin Jefferson had a couple. But overall, it just felt more locked in.
It definitely did.
And just felt better. And then they also got the splash plays.
Right.
The interceptions by TJ Watt. Like, that defense looked like a defense that we're used to seeing from Pittsburgh. And I also thought it highlighted, hey, last week was great for Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers makes these unbelievable plays. This week you didn't get all of that. Now you got to go earn it. You got to go do the hard thing. And I thought Pitt made Minnesota drive the field. No big plays. Make you have to convert third down after third down after third down. And Pitt on offense, they got first downs on first and second down.
Yes, they
so
did.
they avoided the Brian Flores.
Right, craziness.
8 people up. Like, all of that craziness they avoided by getting first downs on early downs.
Yeah, it's an underrated aspect when you play a team like that. You want to try to limit those situations. Rodgers efficient. I want to see more big plays. Run game. Kenneth Gainwell was awesome.
He had an unbelievable game.
They might have found their guy for right now.
Yeah.
Ride him. The O-line certainly was impressive that way. You talked about the pass pressure. I mean, Watt, Herbig, the Duron Harmon had some moments. I mean, they all did. You saw Deshaun Elliott get the interception on Carson Wentz over the middle of the field. That was big. The defense is better and probably had like 2 or 3 busts, I think, that led to big plays. So that's like, at least that's fixable.
Yes.
It's not getting just steamrolled, right? We had the Isaiah Rodgers blocked field goal before the half, coming off the edge, and they were going to go up 17-3. Instead, Minnesota goes down and kicks a field goal. So it was a 6-point swing. That was a big moment in the football game, I thought. But from that point on, other than the blown coverage at the end of the game, where they let Jordan Addison down the right sideline, and he got ran down by Peyton Wilson, which you think is the play of the game.
No doubt about it.
And I don't disagree with you. They were playing an inverted cover, too.
Yeah.
And Darius Slay had to get back to safety, but he's new to the defense, and he didn't get back there. That was a huge moment, though, because of all the time that got chewed off the clock in that moment. So blown defensive coverages. We saw, I think, one against Justin Jefferson, one against Jordan Addison. Also, one more thing. I don't mean to talk so long, but this is another one. Kick the field goal at the end of the game. Mike Tomlin let Aaron Rodgers talk him out of the field goal, and they go for it. And not only did they go for it, they ran the ball from like the 3.5-yard line and then didn't get it. And, of course, that's when the blown coverage came in the big play.
Could have been the kind of moments of the game.
Right.
That play leads to Jordan Addison. And, like, one of my buddies texted me, like, hey, but Peyton Wilson was rolling. Peyton Wilson ran 4.43. I'm not calling Peyton.
Hey, you're
Jordan Addison had a 15-yard head start, though.
Exactly.
Like, that was my thing.
Right.
And I know he's just getting back, and it looked like that. It looked like his legs
weren't there.
They're
tired.
Because at that point in the game, if they score, I think it was about like 2 minutes 35 seconds left, scoring there, and now we get to, Then they got stopped, I think, on either one or two plays in a row, so more time goes on. It killed Minnesota's chances to come back, which when you get a play like that, right away we're all thinking like, oh, we got a totally different game. Because you're thinking he's going to easily score.
Right.
I mean, unbelievable effort by Peyton Wilson to not give up on the play and to use that speed. But Addison, we got to get in the end zone.
Yeah, Addison's got to get in the end zone, and Mike Tomlin just kicked the field goal and got up 27-14. And then you don't have to sweat it out at the end of the football game that they might get in field goal range and knock this whole thing in overtime. Either way, good win for the Steelers. They're 3-1. Rodgers looks good. Metcalf looks good. I still think their passing offense is a work in progress. But all in all, I think the encouraging thing was they didn't get blown off the ball in the run game like we've seen a little bit this year, and their front four got home. Front four got home, and then I felt like they saved some blitzes in the second half that they brought out. That got home and definitely frustrated Kevin O'Connell. Good job there.
And great thing for Pittsburgh, Baltimore's 1-3 right now.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, like with Joe Burrow out, you got to kind of feel like, hey, we're in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next one. We're going out to the West Coast, going out to Cali, going out to San Francisco. The Jaguars defeat the 49ers 26-21. The headline for this one is, I saw the sign. You even know that song? You know I saw the sign?
Song.
Okay.
I saw the sign.
Yeah. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Yeah. I can't remember. I used to know that. Ace of Base.
I wouldn't have known.
My wife's going to be mad that I didn't know that because she liked them.
Well, at least you know she's watching the show. She's going to be mad.
Yeah, no, she's not watching the show, so she won't know. I'm not going to have it. She'll watch me in the morning on Florio. Podcast, she doesn't seem to turn on that much. Yeah,
okay.
Not so much. She checks it out. She'll be like, I like you and Devin together, and that moves on.
Respect to Miss Sims.
But, yeah, okay. All right. So, either way, the reason we say I saw the sign because is we had a little bit of sign controversy during the week. Robert Saleh, who was kind of trying to talk about the Jaguars and Liam Cohn, and I think also in a way try to bring about, hey, he steals signs. Now, it's not like they're videotaping people.
Yeah, he said it was legal.
Right.
Legal
he said it's legal, and that is legal. It's old-fashioned sign stealing. That goes on in the NFL. If I'm playing quarterback and I see Devin tap his head and that's cover 2, and I continue to see them do that, I go, oh, shit, they're in cover 2 again. I stole his sign. It's not that unethical, right? It's on the other team to switch up your sign.
If I see you, if you on the side of your pants and you're rubbing your leg, and that means double seams because there's seams in your pants, hey, guys, double seams. Like, for anybody that didn't understand, like what Salah said is football. Like, that's football in the National Football League. That's football in college. That's football in high school. If we formation and you make a check and you signal something, we're watching. Like we're watching the game.
Right.
And I love Liam Cohen being smart, but also saying, you know what, I'm going to say something after the game. And I know we're skipping all the way to the end. But after the game, he's like, keep my name out your mouth to Robert Saleh. But he does it in a distance that Saleh can't bring anything to him.
Right.
So Cohen, kind of tough, but really smart.
Yeah. He kept his distance. He was very smart in that. And, you know, and why we're sitting here, you hear the cheer here. Green Bay just scored a touchdown with 1:45 seconds left. They're about to go up 34-30 late in the fourth quarter here. Been a fun game. Also, just off of that, I mean, we change signals almost every week. We had a signal meeting Saturday to go, here's the new signals of the week. Because we had already talked about it earlier, so I just wanted to go over it one more time. Everybody on the same page. I got to think the defense has to be doing that type of stuff too.
You have to pay attention. That's self-scouting.
Right. All right, back to the game itself. Awesome football game. The Jaguars are for real. If you've learned anything from me on this podcast this year is that you know I like the Jaguars and I believe in some of their talent. Now, Trevor Lawrence continues to sometimes do some dumb shit. There's no denying that. But you see the run game that the Jaguars have brought to the table here this year? I mean, Travis Etienne looks like one of the best running backs in football through the first 4 weeks of the year. The offense wasn't moving the ball quite as well as it has in the past game, but we're also seeing their defenses, they're chaos creators. They cause havoc, turnovers, and they got talent.
Today.
I like their scheme. Right, 4 takeaways on the San Francisco 49ers. They get the big win on the road. What jumped out to you about the game?
For me, it's the way the Jacksonville offense is operating, even though I wouldn't say Trevor Lawrence is like playing unbelievable. Like when we watch Herbert and the Chargers, the offense is playing well because of Herbert. I think the good thing for Jacksonville is they don't need right now Trevor Lawrence to be at this like unbelievable level. They have enough things going on. I think a lot of that has to do with Liam Cohen.
Right.
Coming in, calling the plays. He's using ETN. He's also using Tutton. And he's using all of those backs, getting them plays. I especially think when Brian Thomas Jr., I don't even think he's playing at his absolute best right now.
Right.
I think as he continues to get better and plays at a high level, it just feels like there's a lot of room to grow. Parker Washington returned a punt for a touchdown. The defense is getting takeaways. Like, they're playing overall
full team
football.
Right.
And I think for Jacksonville, that has to feel good because I don't know if they've had that in a while, even when they've had seasons that have gone well. I don't know if we walk away saying, man, overall, this is
They're
a really good team.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do. They have a chance to be a complete football team. Because there was a part in this game today, too, where it felt like the 49ers had kind of taken the momentum of the football game. And it was right around that time where more turnovers started to happen for the 49ers. Yeah. It was the punt return by Parker Washington. That definitely squashed momentum. Devin Lloyd had 2 interceptions. One I know was a tip pass at the line of scrimmage that he got. And then Eric Armstead, ex-49er, at the end of the football game, gets the big strip sack on Brock Purdy as he's coming around the edge when the game was, still in the balance. But the 49ers self-inflicted wounds. Shanahan, that offense, they can still make big plays with whoever's out there on the offensive side of the ball. Yet to see the run game go. It's been all pass from the 49ers to this point. It has.
But we've talked about that each week, I feel like.
We have so far. Yeah, they have yet to dominate the line of scrimmage like we know the San Francisco 49ers can. But big win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, we brought up the Colts in the last segment as saying, like, they're the class of the South. The Jaguars probably going to have something to say about that. Because they're as physically talented as the Indianapolis Colts. Jaguars, good job. They saw the sign. They win the football game. They are 3-1. All right, next one. Bears defeat the Raiders. Bare minimum, baby. That's the headline. Bare minimum. Chicago blocked the potential game-winning field goal with 33 seconds remaining in the game. Was what? Probably a 54?
I think it's 54, yeah.
54, which I think, again, we're getting into coaches being a little spoiled by the kickers where you're like, really? You're going to be that unaggressive and just, we're going to knock it in from 55 or 58? Saw kind of a weird approach by Pete Carroll at the end of the game.
You said it, the third down call.
Third down run up the middle. Genty loses 2 or 3 yards, nothing there. And it's like they were content with that'll get them there to make the field goal. But the bottom line is the Raiders, the Bears continue to show their ability, especially on the offensive side of the ball, that they're going in the right direction and that they're going to be a team that you're going to have to contend with here in the NFC right now.
And that was my biggest thing. I think right after week 1, everyone's like, oh, man, I told you, Caleb. It's like, whoa, relax. Like, to me, when you watch Caleb, he has too many plays in a game where you're like, holy shit, what a play. Like, how did he get that ball? Like, how did he do that? That over time, continue to work with Ben Johnson, this thing's going to turn, and it's going to be good. I was impressed with their defense today. I think Las Vegas has to really sit down with Geno and say, hey, we can win some ball games, but we got to figure out a way. You can't keep turning the ball over.
Yeah, right.
We can't keep throwing interceptions. We can't play that way and think we're going to win. And that was a difference. Wow. As we're watching Dallas Cowboys, George Pickens
just scored. 43 seconds left.
Unbelievable.
This is incredible. Jerry Jones is going crazy.
This whole place is going crazy out here.
It is. We're sitting outside this stadium. There's 80,000 people in the stadium, and there's another 4,000 or 5,000 just hanging out outside everywhere. It's just hanging out. It really is. But incredible that. We'll see. We'll keep you up to date. 43 seconds left in that one. The Bears, Caleb continues to go in the right direction. I think the other thing that we saw today, and you just brought up with Geno, this is where I'm going to get hit on. They got to find more of a passing offense rather than just throwing the ball down the field. That, to me, is there an intermediate short passing game that they can dial up? I don't feel like Chip Kelly is giving Geno Smith a whole lot of advantages on that side of the ball. At least they got the run game going today, though.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty sighting. I was worried about him through the first 3 weeks. Today was the first time he looked like a top 10 or 12 pick, so I was happy to see that. Yep. I think that could be something that can help Geno Smith out. Which is, you're talking about.
It's weird that we're going to walk away from a game and say, hey, Ashton Genty had 21 carries, 138 yards, 6.6 yards a carry, but we struggled throwing the ball. We 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. It's like, how does that all kind of work itself out? Like, it just feels like the way Genty was able to run and play, it's like, dang, we couldn't figure out how to get something going. Maybe the goal should have been, hey, Genty needs about 35 carries today. And I know that's not the thing now, and the Raiders have been very open about not overusing them.
But you got to win games.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Got to win games.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a break here. That was the Hyundai Give Me the Headlines. As always, thank you to Hyundai for that. Two teams we saw today with 4 turnovers, the Raiders and the 49ers, who almost still won the football game. All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be back right after this. All right, welcome back to Chris Sims Unbuttoned. We're sitting here at segment 3 of the podcast, and just so you know, we're outside of Dallas Cowboys Stadium. The Packers are down by 3 with 32 seconds left, and Josh Jacobs just caught a short pass and broke down the sideline. So this game might be going into overtime. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a fast run around the NFL right here. We're going to try to hit about 5 games and do each game in about a minute, right? They want a minute. I don't think we're capable of that. But the first one we're going to do is the Falcons Falcons defeating the Commanders today, 34-27 at home. Penix coming off the worst game of his career, and then follows it up today with, I think is no doubt, the best game of his career. They were awesome on offensive side of the ball throughout the day and got a big win and hopefully back on track. My
number one point and takeaway walking away was Ike Hilliard, receiver coach, fired. Zach Robinson, offensive coordinator, comes down to the field. It felt like a difference.
Yeah.
Is it a correlation? Had that made the offense better? I don't know. Had better rhythm. Seemed like it made more sense. Run game got going. Play action opened up. Passes down the field to Drake London. It just felt better. Maybe Zach Robinson got a better feeling about the game being down on the field.
They need to dial up play action more, that's for sure, in Atlanta. With Bijan Robinson, it's stupid they don't do it that much. Other thing, too, on just the Commander side before we move on to the next one. Mariota played good, but their passing game is yet to be real explosive this year. Jaden Daniels or Mariota. It's been their run game carrying the squad there. And the one thing that concerns us about Washington going forward, they play way too much man-to-man, and they get abused, and Marshawn Lattimore has become the guy that everybody attacks on that side of the ball. Something to watch out for there. All right, the Lions defeat the Browns 34-10. This is misleading score. That's the first thing I would tell you. Not that the Lions weren't the better football team, we know that. But the Browns defense played well enough to hang around today. And it's just the Browns offense is so inept and careless with the football at times that, yeah, the Browns defense is going to break eventually when you're on the field every 3 plays, or, oh, Joe threw an interception or got stripped and now we're back on the field again. It's just tough living for them on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I thought it was highlighted with Flacco making a good throw to Fannin, drop. A good throw to Jerry Jeudy, drop. And then Raymond returned the punt return on that drive for a touchdown. So for me, Detroit executed the game plan Green Bay tried to execute last week against Cleveland.
Right.
Be patient.
Right.
Wait and let the plays come to you. Detroit waited, the plays came, and when they came, they delivered. Whether it was after a turnover, after drops, and then a punt return, they took advantage of the opportunities. They didn't force any plays early on. It was close, and then when the dam broke, it was time to go.
Yeah, we know Green Bay's got a good offense. They're not Detroit's offense yet.
No doubt.
I'm not putting them in that category. I mean, they're the two-headed monster running back.
Yep. And they have some injuries at receiver with Jaden Reed and Christian.
Right.
I think that helps, too, when they're back.
I got you. You're totally right. But I'm not ready to put Green Bay in Detroit category yet, and I think the Cleveland Browns would probably second that after playing them today. All right, one of the closer games of the day. The Bills defeating the Saints 31-19. Everybody thought the Bills were just going to run away with this and dominate. Yeah, they win the football game, but it was work. And the biggest problem here, we know Josh Allen and all that type of stuff, and yeah, they can run the ball. The biggest thing is the defense in Buffalo. Buffalo's defense has been shaky in almost every game this year. The Jets game was the one game they weren't shaky in, and the Jets offense, by all due accounts, hasn't looked like anything since week 1, so we're not really sure what that is. But I worry about the interior. I worry about everything, I think, on Buffalo's defense. The corners right down to the big people up front and whether they can stop some of these teams from steamrolling them in the run game.
They're giving up 150 yards a game rushing. Today they gave up 179. So, that's a real thing now.
Is that sustainable?
Exactly. Now,
not for, going to the Super Bowl, I don't think.
The only thing saving them right now is Josh Allen and James Cook put on their capes, and they make unbelievable plays. James Cook, good all throughout the game, making plays. Josh Allen in every key moment of the game, when it felt like, no, New Orleans, a big scramble up the middle. He just continues to make plays that save them. But now I feel like we're going back to the old school Buffalo where it's
too
not
much
good.
Josh Allen.
Exactly.
Well, the Green Bay is getting in field goal position with Buffalo. I think this happens a lot, and this is where I think Josh Allen is honestly a little underrated. People look at his stats and they go, they weren't that great. And I want to go, come sit down and watch the game with me and Devin and Jason McCourty and watch how, okay, yeah, they were conservative, but here's a big moment, and watch what he's going to do. All his stats and big plays come in the moment where they're going, we need our $60 million quarterback.
They're backbreakers, yeah.
Right, they're backbreakers.
Yep.
And that's what's impressive about that. But, man, that is not a Super Bowl defense we're seeing up in Buffalo right now. Now let's go to the New England Patriots.
Good old Patriots win. I mean,
it was.
That's how you want to play Patriot football.
Other than the first
football.
drive of the game where Carolina went down the football field.
You said it, though. Carolina draws up a great first 15.
Always. Carolina every week shows up the first two drives, and we all go, oh, look at Carolina. Oh, look at Bryce Young. And then everything disappears as we keep going throughout the football game. The New England, though, another team that's showing it's more than just offense and defense. Marcus Jones and some of the big punt returns were certainly huge. The run game was pretty dominant today. And Drake May continues to be really consistent and go the right way. Like, you guys aren't a finished product there in New England, but it does seem like it's going in the right direction. And I believe in your coaches. I know them too well. They're too damn good.
Drake May looks like a second-year quarterback who's had two offensive coordinators.
Yeah.
And now he looks like each week him and Josh McDaniels are understanding each other a little bit more, and you're starting to see the plays make sense.
Yeah, right.
And that's what it looks like. Oh, this run play works. Oh, it worked again. All right, now the play action looks just like that. Mac Hollins scored off a play where against Miami, he came in like he was going to crack, then he broke back out, and he was wide open. Today he came down, he's going to crack, and then he kept going and stopped in the middle of the field. Things like that is what Josh is really
Setting
good
the
at.
plays up.
And I think Drake's now starting to see how it makes sense. The pieces of the puzzle are working.
Yeah, I agreed there. They're going to get comfortable in that system. We saw Stephon Diggs have his best day here.
100 yards.
Stevenson was not in the doghouse completely through the day.
New England, somebody fumbling, and we're going to say it's okay, Mike Vrabel?
I mean, it's crazy. He's Vrabel, though, not Belichick.
Yep.
And just so you know, the Packers just hit the game-tying field goal, so this game is going into overtime, which could be a good thing for us. Maybe we can get out of here before this game's over and beat the rush, but we'll see. I don't know. Either way, though, New England as a team is sitting here at 2-2, and I see signs and go, watch out. I think it's just going to continue to get better, to your point.
Second best team in the division.
Yes.
Who would have thought this the last 2 years?
Right. All right, now we'll go down to the AFC South. We'll go to the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. Titans are one of the worst teams in football.
Oh, my goodness. This game was like
just nothing, really. It's not that the Texans were overly impressive themselves.
Yeah.
It was an ugly first half. They finally put some touchdown drives together in the fourth quarter. I don't come away feeling better about the Texans. The Texans, the big thing is the offense. What's going to happen there? I know their defense is good. We knew that, right? And we knew their defense would shut down Tennessee Titans.
And that's what made the game. Like,
it is.
It was 6-0 for a long time.
Yep.
With Houston leading, but they weren't doing anything really on offense. 2 field goals.
No. Patience with the run game. They got that going, but it's nothing special in the run game. And the pass game is still not what we expect with C.J. Stroud at quarterback.
I do like how, sorry to cut you off, but I do like how they use Marks today.
Yeah.
He's a young runner. I think they got to use him more, and it looks like they think the same way.
I would think so. Woody Marks from USC. He's thick. He can make some people miss. He can break a few arm tackles. I feel bad for Tennessee. I feel bad for Cam Ward.
Yeah.
He's got no chance out there. They just don't have enough playmakers, let alone I think they got a coach who's feeling the pressure of the situation right now. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I think if you had to pick one guy that you go, is going to get fired before week 10 or week 12 or something like that, right now it looks like Brian Callahan's on that trajectory.
Anytime your young quarterback after the game says, keeping it 100, we're ass.
That says it all.
I think that's a really bad sign for your head coach and everybody involved that he's that frustrated 4 weeks into the season.
Right. All right. We want to hit this game a little bit here. All right, here we go. We're going to hit a little bit of the AFC South odds here. Check this out. We got the Colts, we know, 3-1. Jaguars 3-1, not far behind them. You know, what do you think? Just physically talented, right? What team do you think's got the most physical talent in the AFC South? I know coaching's a part of it too, but I just think it's an interesting conversation, actually.
I mean, I really like Indy. I really like what they have on offense. I think both teams have talented receivers. I think the Colts are deeper.
Yeah.
I would rather have that full group. Now, Brian Thomas Jr., I think, is an ultimate stud out of all of the guys combined.
Right.
And I think Tyler Warren is a chess piece. Like you saw, they put him in. He had a rushing touchdown at the 1-yard line today. So I would pick the Colts, and a lot of that has to do with how I think of them offensively. Compared to, I think Jacksonville has a really good defense.
Right.
And I love Campanelli, and I love what he does schematically, too.
Yeah, I don't know if they're as mature as the Colts are. I don't know if they play quite as complimentary football. And honestly, I think we trust Daniel Jones more than we trust Trevor Lawrence.
Isn't that a crazy thing to say, like a year or two ago?
I know. It is crazy. And I'm a big fan of the way the Colts coach football on both sides of the ball, too. But I think the Jaguars-Colts are going to be an interesting little race here down to the end. DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. And $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube. Just download the Sportsbook app and use promo code UNBUTTONED when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. All right, so we're sitting out of Jerry's World. Man, people are smoking
now
weed
it's really going
me.
now.
Damn, I should have brought my stuff too. What was I thinking? I don't know. But we're at a 37-37 ball game. It feels to me that the Packers are a better football team. The Packers don't know how to manage situations. The Packers are maybe a little too aggressive or cocky at times, is what I would say. The end of the first half was a huge moment in the football game where, I mean, they were suffocating the Dallas Cowboys to that point. And then mismanage a situation where Dallas finally puts a good drive together, but the Packers are just like, well, screw you. We're going to still drop back and throw the ball deep, and they get strip sack, and we see the Dallas Cowboys score, 14 points in the last, minute and 30 seconds of the first half.
I like them being aggressive because of the things that you talked about with their offense. It's shots down the field. It's screen plays that set up a lot of space for some of their good players. But I just think for now, LaFleur, you know your quarterback. Jordan Love is aggressive. He's going to try to hold the ball. He's going to try to throw it down. When there's like 19 seconds left in the half, and you've liked the way you've played in the first half,
help your play.
It's okay sometimes being like, hey, I like how we look going to half. Hey, Jordan, we're just going to hand this off to Jacobs. If he gets something and we're shocked at what he gets, maybe we get on the ball. But for right now, we're just going to hand this thing off and go to halftime. Like, that's okay.
It is okay. I love Jordan Love. I do. I think he's the man. But it is also okay to go, he's not Aaron Rodgers in his time yet. We're not ready to just give him the keys and go, hey, you can do whatever you want. We trust you with the ball. We trust you with every decision. No, he's still working his way into the trust tree completely as far as that conversation. He still does some silly things from time to time.
And they had a few plays that looked like it was going that way at the end of the half. We're looking at each other like, whoa. And it was like LaFleur still was just like, nope. We're pushing forward. We're pushing. It was like, oh, read the signs. Let's get out of this.
He threw an in-cut over the head of Dobbs that almost got intercepted.
Wilson almost picked it.
And that's when we were like, oh, wow, I don't know why they're taking this chance. Either way, Dallas is amazing. Dak Prescott's amazing. Dallas has found a running game. This old line, we knew had a talent. I mean, they got a bunch of first-rounders and some road graders there, but the last 2 weeks here, they're starting to show that might be a real force of nature for their football team. And then I do have the ultimate respect for Dak Prescott. To me, Dak Prescott's like the ultimate general. There's nothing that flusters him. He just hangs in there, and look at him. I mean, he's hanging in the pocket, big throw down the left sideline. Dallas has got Green Bay's defense on its heels ever since that point, really. Ever since the end of the first half, where Green Bay was dominating, Dallas has kind of had control of this football game, and you feel like the Packers are having to make plays to keep up with Dallas rather than the other way around.
Yeah, and what is special about this, they're sliding to Micah Parsons, then right there blocking them one-on-one a little bit too. But I am a little shocked because going into the game, we're on the field and we're talking to Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers, and he says to me, I think they're going to come out and try to run the ball against us.
Yeah.
They're going to try to run downhill. We really haven't seen that, which made me feel like, hey, they prepared. They talked about it all week. But it's a reminder that you can talk about something all week, but once you get out there, and now Dallas is doing that, and you got to tackle Javonte Williams time after time after time. Green Bay, I think, because of last week, playing against the Cleveland Browns, and Judkins running the ball downhill,
right.
13, 3 tight ends on the field. Like, once teams watch that film and see that, I think Dallas was like, hey, we can run the ball on this team. And I think now Green Bay, you're going to have to deal with that for the rest of the year. Teams realizing, hey, if we drop back every other play, Hafley has some good calls and disguises, but if we just line up and run at them, it's a little tougher.
Yeah, they don't have big run-stopping defensive tackles. They have more of an athletic defensive front than they do an actual, like, run-stopping defensive front. Oh, my gosh. And this is going to be, I think they're calling this a catch. Tolbert just caught a pass on the right
official
sideline.
was so calm, too.
He was. He just shaved the catch signal, but he didn't spot the ball. Dak Prescott made another incredible play. Here's going to be the silver lining, too, for the Cowboys in this game. George Pickens has gone off. Now every team that plays Dallas, when CD gets back, George Pickens is now going to have the confidence of the coaching staff where they're going to go, let's make more plays around George Pickens. And now he's going to have a real niche within the scheme. And when they get CD back, you go, oh, crap, that's going to be scary. And Dak, of course, we know is really damn good. Green Bay, been good on the offensive side of the ball. It hasn't been
This
bad.
has been a shootout in the second half.
It has been a total shootout. Green Bay wide receivers, though, not really. I mean, Kraft and Josh Jacobs are the 2 leading receivers on the football team. No, Dallas, the way they've played pass defense the last few weeks, I almost look at like 300 yards as a victory for them. And they're going, I'm turning around. Did his left toe go out, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Were they excited because it was a catch or what?
I don't know.
It's
really close, but I think they're going to give it a catch.
Yeah.
I think it is. Dallas is going to have the ball at the 4-yard line going in and a chance to win this football game. We'll see. But, yeah, we have no Micah Parsons, and this is something I kind of brought up during the week. Right, Micah, he scares most teams because they don't get to see him on the regular basis. Dallas is like, well, we know Micah a little bit. I think that's probably advantage Cowboys. You know, you've seen his moves. I know he didn't practice much in training camp. I get that. I know that. But still, going into last year, you're not intimidated by the aura of Micah Parsons, all that, because you know him. I think there is a little advantage to the Dallas Cowboys that way. And Dallas's D-line has played motivated.
They have, yep.
Enrique, their second-rounder from Boston College, has popped a bunch of times throughout the night. But we're going to see here. Micah Parsons walking off the field right now. It's 37-37. It's 2nd and goal with 5:45 left, and we're just gonna sit here now. We're gonna sit here and give you the live reaction. 2nd and goal, 5:36. Dak, play action pass.
Good deep.
Oh, Micah Parsons.
Micah
got him.
Up.
Micah got him. I think it's a no gain. I don't know if he'll get a sack here.
That was a lot of Carrington Valentine on Pickens. Pickens ran that little snag route where you run
out route and then tried to come back in.
And he kept his leverage and didn't let him. I mean, wow, right there. Dallas went with Ferguson on Micah Parsons.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
I'm not a fan of that.
Pickens tried to run the slant and then come back out. But this corner knew he had help inside and didn't follow him. So here we are, 3rd and goal.
Big 3rd down.
We're going to give you the live thing here. And if the game doesn't end here, then the podcast is over. And you're just going to have to hear about it tomorrow. I'm sorry. We're not going to sit here through overtime and give a play-by-play. Here it is.
Oh, wow.
Incomplete. They're going to have 3rd and goal. All right, we're going to take a pause. We're going to come back. We're going to see what happens here, all right? There's 4:42 left in overtime, 37-37. Aubrey's coming in to kick the field goal. So Green Bay is going to have the ball and have a chance to go down and do something with it here. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. Tie game.
That's so disappointing after watching that game.
I mean, it really is. It's just tie game. But you asked me as we were sitting here. I mean, Green Bay was driving. There was about 28 seconds left, and you go, what do you feel about the tie? And I was like, well, I'm not ready to go for the tie here yet, but you got to take the tie if that's the only thing available. Don't be like, oh, we're going to go for it and try to win the game here. We've seen too many teams get in the playoffs because of ties the last decade or so. So that's where it's big. But
Green Bay got lucky, too.
Green Bay got lucky.
I mean, there's 1 second left on the clock to kick that field goal.
No timeouts. Jordan Love holds onto the ball in the pocket, throws it into the back of the end zone. Pretty good coverage. But, 1 second left. Green Bay on a night where they had almost 500 yards of total offense. They were 10 for 14 on third downs. Tie ball game. Green Bay here in the last 2 weeks has regressed, and it's Dallas who is, I don't want to say progressing, but gave us some signs tonight to go, all right. Dallas is still going to be a player in the NFC, or at least a pain in the ass. I think that's the big thing.
The key for Dallas is Thursday night open the season. Easy to get up for that game.
Yeah, right.
Sunday night football, Micah returns. Easy to get up for that game.
Giants coming to town.
1 o'clock game.
Right. Yeah.
Chicago, 1 o'clock game, or 4th, whatever it was.
Right, but whatever.
We need to see Dallas become that team any given Sunday, Thursday, whatever it is. Right now, I feel like they're playing to the moment, which in these good moments where we got them on national TV, for us has been awesome to watch. But I do get nervous of when you get the 1 o'clock games, what Dallas team are we going to get?
They've always been a team that loves the bright lights, and you're right. It's a little bit why they go through these peaks and valleys here. I can't wait to watch the film of this game just because I'm also just amazed that Dallas moved the ball on Green Bay the way they did after the late second quarter touchdown. That to me was amazing. Green Bay's defense, even after last week, I was still going, I don't know, it might be the best in football. But Dallas had their way with it tonight. And they protected well, Dallas. I just feel like
I thought
Green
that
Bay
was the
wasn't
key.
around Dak a lot.
Rashawn Gary, Michael, they blocked all of them.
I didn't really hear their names a lot at all. Right. So good job there for Dallas. I mean, I think there is a silver lining in that win. Green Bay's going to come away going, man, tie ball game. We had this game in control for a while. We blew some opportunities, and then ultimately I think they were lucky to hang on and even tie the game here. But all right, that's it. That's it from AT&T Stadium. Sims and McCourty are checking out. We've been here all day watching ball. I've been smelling all kinds of crazy stuff, but I'm going to be good
Sims
tonight.
is excited.
All right? I'm going to be good tonight. I need to go to bed. I got to go to the PFT. All right, everybody, you know where to find us the rest of the week. I'll be back with Connor Rogers on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and then Thursday with Florio. Subscribe, rate, review. All right, everybody, be good. We'll see you. Have a great week. Enjoy the Monday night doubleheader. Yo, homies, it's time to watch some games. That's right. We're on to the NFL season here with Chris Sims Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, Sunday night recaps after every game, and much, much more.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. Remember, subscribe. Peace out.